Today in section 3.3, we talked about how to solve an inequality using multiplication and division. So I've got two problems here that we're going to go over. The first one, we are going to multiply by a positive number. The second one, we're going to multiply by a negative number. So let's look at this first one. The question is, what are the solutions of x over 2 less than negative 3? And then, of course, we need to graph the solution. So the first thing I'm going to start off with is I'm going to rewrite my problem. X over 2 is less than negative 3. Just as in any other equation, I want to get my variable by itself. What I really have here is 1/2 x. So in order to get rid of that 1/2, I need to multiply by 2, or 2 over 1. So I multiply each side by 2 because whatever I do to one side, I need to do to the other side. The 2's cancel out, and I'm left with x is less than negative 3 times 2, or negative 6. And that's my solution. X is less than negative 6. Now I'm going to graph my solution. When I graph on the number line, mark 0, and we're going to mark negative 6. Because this is less than, it's going to be an open dot, and less than means to the left on the number line. And so this is how I'd graph my solution. For this next one, I'm going to multiply by a negative number, and you're going to see something a little bit different with this. So I'm going to rewrite my problem. Negative 2/3 w is greater than or equal to 2. In order to get w by itself, I need to multiply by the reciprocal. The reciprocal is the flip of the equation. So I multiply by negative 3/2. Whatever I do to one side, I must do to the other. And we see how these cancel out. Negative 3/2 times negative 2/3 equals 1. So w is greater than or equal to? Nope. In this case, because what I did was multiplied by a negative number, my sign is going to flip. Explain why here in a little bit. So now I'm left with w is less than or equal to 2 times negative 3 is negative 6 over 2. And I can simplify that one more time. W is less than or equal to negative 3. I'm going to show you why it's not the other way around. Let's just say that I found this as a solution. I'm writing that it's wrong just to remind you. If I wrote this and I plug this back into my equation, I'm going to get something that's not true. I'm going to pick a number greater than negative 3. So I'm just going to pick 0. That's a number greater than 3. So when I plug that back into my equation, I have negative 2/3 times w is greater than or equal to 2. Well, a number bigger than negative 3 is 0. So that would be saying negative 2/3 times 0 is greater than or equal to 2. Well, I know that 0 is not greater than or equal to 2, so that doesn't work. So that's one way you could check to make sure you don't do the wrong thing here. So this is my solution, is w is less than or equal to negative 3. Next I need to graph it, so I'm going to go over here, make my number line. Because it's less than or equal to, I'm going to have a filled in dot on negative 3. W is less than, so that means to the left, it's pointing to the left. And there's the graph of my solution.